Good morning, everyone. And with such a great federal presence here this morning, I would figure we would have had some sunshine, but we don't. We have fog and we have cold in the air, but hopefully that will improve. My pleasure to welcome each and every one of you here this morning to beautiful Pippi Park, as I said, but we're not teeing off this morning, but we're teeing off some good news. And the good news, what I believe, is a significant announcement for our provincial highway infrastructure. I'm happy to be joined here today by friend and colleague Dominique LeBlanc, Minister of Intergovernmental Affairs, Infrastructure and Communities, Premier Andrew Furey, Seamus O'Regan, Minister of Labour and MP for St. John's South Mount Pearl, Joanne Thompson, MP for St. John's East, and Heather Tobin from the Heavy Civil Association of Newfoundland and Labrador. And it's also wonderful to see local representatives from local municipalities, local organizations, as well as some of my fellow caucus members. I won't name people because I'm scared that I may miss someone. That's not fair. But welcome to all. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll call upon the first speaker, Minister LeBlanc, to come to the pulpit, please.
So good morning, everyone. Bonjour. Elvis, thank you very, very much. It's a privilege to see you again and to be with you in the great province of Newfoundland and Labrador. Premier Furey, it's great to see you again. I'm also happy, as Elvis said, to be here with my colleagues in the House of Commons, Minister O'Regan and Joanne Thompson, as well as ministers in Premier Furey's government, my former colleague Siobhan, who served with me in the House of Commons, who's now obviously in the provincial cabinet. It's a privilege to be here with her and her colleagues as well as representatives of the Heavy Civil Association, who've joined us for what I think should be a very good and positive announcement for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. A few weeks ago, our government introduced Budget 2023, our plan to create good-paying jobs and create new opportunities for Canadians. Our investments in infrastructure are very much part of this plan for a sustainable Canadian economy. Through the Investing in Canada infrastructure program, our government has invested over $33 billion nationally in public infrastructure projects in every part of the country. These projects include making meaningful investments and changes in communities that will benefit Canadians for generations to come. Just last week, Joanne announced that our government is helping to shorten commute times and investing in emissions reductions with enhancements to public transit and active transportation here in St. John's. Tout en poursuivant ce travail, nous continuerons à réaliser d'infrastructures et des projets d'infrastructures qui sont essentiels pour renforcer nos communautés, faire croître l'économie du Canada et répondre aux besoins des Canadiens. So today, I am very happy on behalf of the Government of Canada to announce that we are investing up to $153 million federal dollars to expand and enhance the Trans-Canada Highway here in Newfoundland and Labrador. As well as this very significant investment in the Trans-Canada Highway system, and my colleagues will have more to say on the details of these investments, I'm also very happy to say that our government is partnering with the province of Newfoundland and Labrador and is committed to the completion of the Team Gushu Highway here in the province as well. As our country continues to grow, we need to make sure that infrastructure investments meet the needs of our communities. And your province of Newfoundland and Labrador is indeed a growing province. It's growing economically, it's growing in terms of population. It's an economic engine for Atlantic Canada and the whole country. And these investments are important to ensure that the future prosperity of our country can begin here on the East Coast in Newfoundland and Labrador. Today's announcement with respect to the Trans-Canada Highway will twin sections of the highway in Newfoundland's Avalon and Central regions, making it safer and more reliable for commuters. Cet investissement de 153 millions de dollars du gouvernement fédéral, réalisé en collaboration évidemment avec le gouvernement du Premier ministre Furey, permettra aux gens et aux marchandises de circuler plus facilement et en toute sécurité le long de la route transcanadienne. These improvements will make it easier for people and goods to travel between communities, including from Whitburn to Little Harbour East, where the highway will be widened to 4 lanes. This funding will also support the installation of new and higher capacity interchanges and culverts as well. Once completed, these changes will enhance year-round transportation connections, improve traffic flow, and make the Trans-Canada Highway more resilient to climate change and extreme weather events. The Premier and I were speaking earlier this morning and discussing and remembering those images following Hurricane Fiona and other extreme weather events in your province. I think all Canadians were struck in terms of the vulnerability of coastal communities, of your capital city, to these extreme weather events. So today's investment is very much part of building up the resiliency in your province and across the country. So that's the good news that Seamus and Joanne and I and our colleagues from Newfoundland and Labrador have this morning. But I'll conclude by saying this. This announcement and the hundreds of millions of dollars that the Government of Canada has invested and will continue to invest in infrastructure projects big and small in your province is very much because of the extraordinary collaboration that we've had as a national government from the government of Premier Furey and his colleagues here in Newfoundland and Labrador. As an Atlantic Canadian, I've been admiring the economic success of your province. The government of Newfoundland and Labrador under Premier Furey's leadership has very much driven this conversation nationally in a very constructive way. And when the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister and the Health Minister and I talked about a national health accord, for example, that multi-billion-dollar 10-year initiative would not have been possible but for the leadership of your Premier in Newfoundland and Labrador. And it's only one example of how your province and Premier Furey have contributed to a national conversation and national results that will benefit not only the people of Newfoundland and Labrador, but we think Canadians for years to come. And I just wanted on a Monday morning, sort of a cold, windy, rainy Monday morning, to have a chance to say that publicly in the presence of my friend Andrew Furey. Et avec ça, je vous remercie beaucoup. Thank you very much.
Well, with that good news, Dominic, you got me all shook up. But it is indeed a wonderful announcement, and you know, to have tremendous impacts on residents and municipalities in on the Avalon, Central regions, and western parts of our province. So, and it also aligns with our ongoing commitment to highway and road infrastructure, and our recent historic announcement of close to $1.4 billion in provincial roads and highways over the next 5 years, as well as our $225 million investment in highway construction for this year, 23-24. So, ladies and gentlemen, my pleasure now to ask to come forward Premier Andrew Furey.
Thank you so much, Elvis. I'm sure it's good to have you still in the building for these announcements. Thank you, Minister LeBlanc, for taking the time to join us this morning. Of course, it's always a pleasure to see you in our beautiful province. I have to tell you that Minister LeBlanc has been an incredible friend to Newfoundland and Labrador He's been a friend of mine far before assuming this office. And the working relationship that we have has enabled and contributed to some great progress here in Newfoundland and Labrador, whether that's through discussions of the Atlantic Loop, Muskrat Falls, or today's incredible announcement. And of course, next to him is my good friend, Minister O'Regan, and Joanne, thanks for being here today and continuing the hard fight on behalf of all of Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. It is such a pleasure for me to be able to work with such competent, capable individuals who only have the best interest of Newfoundland and Labrador at heart. So thank you. It's a great day for everyone here in Newfoundland and Labrador. An announcement like this first happened, believe it or not, in the 1980s. And I can remember as a boy the backhoes and the trucks starting, the twinning of the highway coming out of the old Kenmount Road overpass and heading west. But that memory strikes me because one of the benefits of an announcement like today is that you can actually see the changes. Lots of times we talk about changes in policy and there's nothing tactile, you can't feel it, you can't actually see it. But an announcement like today will enable all of you to see the physical changes in the development of the economy firsthand in Newfoundland and Labrador. They will start soon and it will have an immediate impact. This is the embodiment of our province's current momentum, building, moving forward, progressing towards a newer Newfoundland and Labrador. It also demonstrates our desire to always act on the safety of our people and advancing, reinforcing, and improving our infrastructure for a modern province that will meet the needs of a modern global economy. There's more traffic now than ever before on the roads of Newfoundland and Labrador, whether that's for shipping or the commerce of business at work in our beautiful province. Our tourists heading out to explore a place that is on so many bucket lists. Busier roads are a sign of a bustling economy, and that's a great indicator of the bounce back that we've had here in our province. Moving out of the pandemic that had such a profound impact on all of us. Moving away from the bleak economic forecasts that had this place all but written off. Moving, my friends, together closer to a brighter future that we've all worked so hard for and that everyone in this province deserves. Once again, our partners in Ottawa have demonstrated their belief in the future of Newfoundland and Labrador. This is once again a testament to working together. This is not just an investment in this place. It is much, much more. It is Ottawa again standing with us side by side, hands on, helping us push and further build on the new momentum of a new Newfoundland and Labrador. Twinning the Trans-Canada Highway past Whitburn and between Bishops Falls and Grand Falls, Windsor, is the next step realized in the original plan. And more steps will be taken in the future. But today is a big step. Finally completing the Team Gouju Highway to better connect points between St. John's and Mount Pearl will mean a new day for Canada's oldest city. Together, this represents an over $365 joint investment in the future of our province. And these announcements are in addition to the investments we brought forward as a part of Budget 2023, including an investment in the highway on the West Coast, a 15-kilometer extension of the passing lane east of Port aux Basques, bringing it to a total of 30 kilometers in total, as new goods and services, new tourists, and people coming home can drive more safely as they enter our beautiful province. A $225 million investment in highway construction in 2023-2024 alone, part of a close to $1.4 billion record investment in this province over the next 5 construction seasons. Today is more than just asphalt, however. It is an investment in food security, public safety, climate change mitigation, and a solid forward-looking investment in our economy. It's an investment in hope for the future, a sustainable future for a modern Newfoundland and Labrador. A stronger infrastructure derives itself from and yet supports a stronger economy. So let's take this announcement today as exactly that. Big news for better days ahead. You all know, there are over 10,000 kilometers of paved highways in Newfoundland and Labrador. Put end to end, that would take you across Canada and into the middle of the Pacific. But our will goes much further than that. Our will has no bounds, has no end. And with the momentum we have going here in Newfoundland and Labrador, there is no stopping the people of our beautiful province. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Premier. And as the Premier indicated, these projects will provide traffic safety benefits, augment our main highway, and support better connection between our towns and communities, and we all know that's important. So without further ado, I'll call upon Minister O'Regan for a few words.
Well, I tell you what, some morning to be the Canadian Minister of Labour. This could have gone one of two ways here. It went the right way. It's a really good morning to be the Member of Parliament for St. John's South, Mount Pearl, too, I got to tell you. I can remember, like the Premier, when they were twinning the highway out to Whitburn, big project, multiple years, hot summers where you're sitting in the back of some unair-conditioned Chevy Citation, waiting for the flag person, that all-important flag person, just to flip the sign so you could get past the construction. It was the worst. All you want to do is get to the cabin. And you had to go and sit through all that. And now, you think about it. Now we can't remember a time before it, can we? We still can't zipper merge worth a damn. Can't. But we can make that drive safer and quicker than we did before. Soon, more and more Newfoundlanders are going to be able to benefit from this historic investment in infrastructure. Twinned highway to Bishops Falls. It is a generational investment for our businesses, our communities, and our families. Good jobs from engineering and construction, improved links between communities to foster economic development. Good jobs. Friends and family who can get together more easily. When the highway first went in, it changed this province for the better. And today's announcement is no different than that. I am proud to be a part of it because I know the benefits that it will bring to everyone in this place that we call home. And listen, not for nothing, let me tell you, finishing the Goshu is nothing to sneeze at. Past few days, I've had to watch pictures of my constituency office with 100 people standing in front of it and a bridge going to nowhere, and there's not much of that I liked. Now, please God, the 100 people are gone and that bridge is going somewhere. So that's a pretty good day for me. When we opened the Gushu a few years ago, I remember saying to Siobhan Cody, I said, I predicted that we would start wondering how we could ever have lived without it. And now we're already there, and now I can't wait for it to be done. I want to thank the Mayor and members of Council for Mount Pearl for being here, because the fact that it was kind of halfway done caused real problems to the people of Mount Pearl, and we're going to rectify those problems so that everybody benefits from that. But just imagine now, St. John's at Mount Pearl with a proper bifurcation road. By God, it's going to improve the life of everyone in this province who ever comes to the metro area, from Kilbride to the airport to Florida in 4 turns. Not bad. Thank you all very much. It's a big day. Thank you.
It is certainly encouraging to hear the positive comments from all speakers, and we know it certainly is a good day. So call upon another MP now, MP Thompson, to come and say a few words.
Thank you, and I am so pleased to be here today and be part of this announcement. It is so significant. And I'm also proud to be part of a government that's committed to the resilience of communities by investing in infrastructure projects that benefit all Canadians. Today's announcement will do just that, ensuring that residents have access to safe and reliable travel options. These road upgrades will make life easier for residents, easing congestion, reducing commute times, and making it safer to travel on the Trans-Canada Highway. And anyone who travels on that highway knows what this announcement means today. Communities across this province will benefit from this investment for years to come. This project also builds on the work through the Atlantic Growth Strategy to build better infrastructure that delivers results for Atlantic Canadians. At the same time, we are creating well-paying jobs, supporting middle-class jobs, strengthening the local economy, and supporting innovation. Working with our partners, we will continue to strengthen our infrastructure to improve communities in Newfoundland and Labrador and across the country. It is a good day. Thank you.
And I want to say, as I guess, MHA representing the central part of the province, it's a good day for the central region as well, because the section that's being twin is a section that we've seen some unfortunate accidents occur, and the volumes of traffic there is high. So it's addressing a major issue there, and it's a win-win for central Newfoundland, and we know there's investment in western, so it's a good day for Newfoundland and Labrador. We talk about relationships, and the relationship with Ottawa is very important. We know we have a great relationships, and we always build on that, but it's also important to have good relationships here in the province locally, and I've strived since I become Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure to have a good relationship with all partners in the industry, and one is the Heavy Civil Association of Newfoundland and Labrador. The partnership is important because we get better results when we do work together. So I call upon Heather Tobin, now from the Heavy Civil, to say a few words.
Hi, I'm Heather Tobin with the Heavy Civil Association. For those of you who are familiar with us, you're probably used to seeing our executive director up here, Jim Morgan, doing this sort of thing. Jim is currently out of the country enjoying the sunshine that we sorely lack, so you get me today instead. On behalf of our board of directors and our members, we are so happy to be here today and to be part of this announcement. Thank you sincerely to Premier Furey and Minister Lovelace for including us. Over the past couple months, the government has made some huge announcements in regards to improving our provincial infrastructure, and today's news is no exception. Highway twinning and well-maintained infrastructure provides a safer and more efficient transport of goods and people throughout the island. The associated construction and spin-off of this will employ thousands of Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. Today's announcement, along with the 5-year roads plan, will enable our contractors to make investments in people and equipment with a peace of mind knowing that the work will be there for many years to come. This represents a significant benefit for all residents of our province. The Heavy Civil Association has a strong and positive working relationship with the Department of Transportation over the years, and we are so grateful to continue to collaborate with them on behalf of our members in order to keep maintaining and improving our roads and highways for all residents of Newfoundland and Labrador. Thank you.
And people always say it's important for politicians to listen. Well, we certainly listen to the heavy civil and the industry as they want a consistency, and we're giving them consistency, and that means a lot. These announcements are all part of our continuing narrative on substantial improvements to highway and road infrastructure in our province. We know our residents want reliable transportation, and we know they want safe transportation. That is why last year our government announced a new roads plan to increase focus on climate change, along with other factors such as safety and traffic volumes. Today's announcements certainly add another important chapter to our road network improvement story. I would like now invite the speakers to join me for a photo op, which is always important, and after that we will have questions from the media. So I'll leave that to the ComSpec experts. Thank you everyone for joining us today.